Metrix 2012.0 introduces a new extension to the N-Up Binding module called N-Up Folding. Unlike N-Up Binding, where the entire book is bound 2 or 3 up, every signature affected, manufactured from printing, folding, finishing all the way through as a 2-up book, I'm simply going to take one of these components, the 8-pager, and fold that one 2 up. The rest of the book signatures are going to be untouched. Now, why would I do that? Well, the 16 pages are already as efficient as they can be. They're going to go into the folder as a single entity, be folded and produced. I can't really do anything about that. But if I look at the 8-pager, the last signature here, the last press sheet, this is running as a work and turn. I need 75,000 books, so I'm going to be producing 37,500 sheets because it's 2 up on here. Now normally I would then have to slit those apart and I would have to run 75,000 signatures, because that's how many I'm producing, through the folder. That's a lot of time on the folder, a lot of work. What if there were a way that I could print this sheet where the entire sheet goes through the folder 37,000 times, and after going through the folder or during the folding process I would have slit those 2 apart. That's what I'm after here. But I can't do it the way it's folded right now. So I would need to come in and tell Metrix by right-clicking that instead of folding this as a right-angle cross-fold, I'd like a different fold like this one. And we can see it here, a totally different kind of fold. Now that's a fold that I can put 2 up on a sheet and have that entire sheet go through the folder and then be slit. The problem with it is, without the N-Up Binding module, I'd have to go to the layout, make it, say, sheet-wise, and hit Auto Layout. And I would certainly get a 2-up scenario, but that's not going to go through the folder properly. That's not really what I'm after. And furthermore, if this book were to go through Auto Plan at some point, there's absolutely no way of ensuring that this component will be done in a 2-up situation. There's just lots of reasons why it's prone to error. What we want to do instead is just right-click on the 8-pager and say fold it 2 up. And that is now a 2-up entity, but it's a single item inside Metrix's calculations. And so when I hit Auto Layout on this sheet here, there's just no way that Metrix can do anything except properly put it on the sheet in a proper 2-up folded scenario. If I click and drag, there's no way to move these apart. They're locked together as a single entity. Very, very similar to the N-Up Binding feature in many respects. Likewise, I could even go in and say, and it probably typically would, that I would like an N-Up offset. 1/2 inch. Lots of control here. And there's my layout. It's fantastic. Now there's another aspect to this, another way that I can perceive this in, let's say, a more complex scenario. Let's open up this project here. I've got 2 different books. The first book here is a catalog. It's a perfect bound book, and it has an 8-pager in it. I need 2,500 of this book. I've got an entirely different book that has an 8-pager in a different part of the sequence, and I need 8,000 of those. And I think I might want to run these together, but first let's ascertain if that's true. We'll run the covers first through AutoPlan. And Metrix says, yes, we will make one layout from that. Not very surprising. That's a great layout. Let's go back to AutoPlan now for the 11 text components. Let's let Metrix figure this out for us. And it makes 10 layouts. So it is actually economically saying we should put those 2 components together. And where are they hiding? Here they are. I've got signature 5 of one book and signature 3 of a completely different book. But I've still got the same challenge. These are not being individually folded in a way that they could be folded together on a sheet. So just like I did before, I'm going to go and tell Metrix by right-clicking that this 8-pager should not fold the way that it is. It needs to fold in a different fashion that would be more suitable. I'll do the same thing with the other catalog. I'll edit this 8-pager. Now it's real important, if I chose a very similar but nevertheless different folding style, I could never fold them together. They have to be the same folding style, have to be the same page size, etc. They have to be the same. But here's where it gets really fun. I just take this 8-pager here that's now been edited and simply drag it up on top of the other 8-pager, and this now is A5 plus B3. That's what the single component is. It's those two things together. Signature 5 of one book, signature 3 of another. I'm even going to put a little offset between them. And when I go down to the layout that they are on, I just hit Auto Layout. And there it is, a nice 2-up folded situation where I've got, again, 2 different books, but they're locked together now. Going back through AutoPlan, they can't be broken apart and somehow separated in an incorrect way. So it's a very powerful feature that's incredibly simple to use. You just right-click on an item or drag and drop to create it. If at some point you don't like it, you just right-click and say, I want to split that apart, and it'll separate them back into the 2 separate components. Just couldn't be any easier.